Welcome to your Full Circle Friday. I'm Sara, Full Circle Wellspring's certified trauma recovery coach. We trauma survivors are on a healing journey to rediscover our authentic selves, and today I'd like to share something to help you in your post-traumatic growth. What does coming full circle mean to me? I named my business after this. I talk about my own full circle healing. I believe everyone can come full circle themselves. So what am I actually talking about? Well, provocatively, I don't even know that this is a circle shape in any way that I view it. To me, with coming full circle, it means you hit an arcing point, not necessarily a stopping point, an arcing point, where you've had enough and you realize that you need to untangle some knots, heal some wounds, fix some things, and make some changes. It's in that development, the realizing where you are and having an earnest desire to see a new outcome. In that, you start arcing down into a full circle lifestyle. You change the course of the path and you essentially return to yourself. I believe we are all born with an innate worthiness and goodness. I believe we have a lot of path choices and a good GPS navigation system to help us along the way. Then I also believe that many good and many bad things can thwart your effort to choose the best path for yourself sometimes. But nothing, in my opinion, can actually take away your right path. Things like childhood neglect, abuse, losing a loved one, being an army kid moving around all over the world, falling in love, finding a secure career, having a baby outside or inside of a relationship. Without classifying any of those things, they're all able to capture your spirit for a time and move you off of your path. Maybe move you onto a new path you didn't even know existed, or maybe into someone else's path. However, no matter what, your true path that is available for you to live your best life is still there. It didn't leave you. You, voluntarily or not, left it. Life does that. It lures us, it thrusts us, it hogties us and drags us, tempts us, lies to us, anything to get us off our intended path. I don't mean this path to just be the things of what we should be doing, but also the things of being. Who we are authentically when we are true to ourselves, healed and whole again, is actually more important than the lifestyle choices, career options, and relationship status. When on the intended path for your life, though, you do discover your authenticity as well as the best ideas, concepts, goals, etc. for your life because you are living in your trueness. So at some point in time on this road of life, you make a pivot. You re-arc where you were and you start coming home to yourself. When you've had that kind of introspection, realization, and then recalibration, this is where the deep dive starts and where the hard trauma recovery road begins. Now you're navigating through the waters of trauma processing, identity reconfiguration, understanding your trauma triggers and your responses, making peace within yourself for what you've been through, doing the therapeutic work, intentionally changing the lies that you've been believing about yourself, etc., etc., etc. This step of the journey, that's the arduous recovery road. You do all that, though, in order to close that arc and come back to your original self, that original true path. Sometimes that looks like walking along in one long circle, sure. Often for me, it's a big, long, windy road the wrong way, making the U-turn on the cul-de-sac and finding my way back to the main road. You may have gone so deep down several no-outlet roads that you have to wiggle your way out very carefully like a maze. Sometimes it's stair-stepping around in the same area trying to figure what level you need to get off on. Life never looks the same for any one person, and it's more often than not very messy for most of us. That's why I say that the trauma recovery road is not just very hard, but also very worth it. Because the trauma identity life you are living is not easy either. So why not take the harder working road back to the place you're ultimately looking for? Healing, wellness, health, managing yourself from a place of authenticity, true self-love, living in harmony with yourself and your circumstances, peace, joy, your own designed quality of life. The full circle moment starts when you change directions and commit to the recovery road. The healing comes from the hard work of closing the gap from what trauma made of you to getting back to who you were meant to be. I believe you can do this, and that you can intuitively run, walk, crawl, slide your way back to your authentic self. Any guidance that you need along this journey, I'd love to help as you go, from discovering if you should even adjust your arc to traveling back into your true self. Feel free to send me a message on the Connect tab of my website, or schedule a complimentary discovery call on the Work With Me section in the link below. See if coaching's right for you. The advocacy and coaching work that I do now with trauma survivors is part of my full circle healing. It's part of my story. It's how I've come back to my authentic self. I just came back to my authentic self with a story to tell, experiences to share, and then I threw a little wisdom and knowledge on top of it so that I could help others create what looks like their best life. Thank you for joining me for this week's Full Circle Friday. For more info, resources, support groups, classes, one-to-one private coaching, and more, visit www.fullcirclewellspring.com. For the latest info on schedules and updates, follow us on Facebook at Full Circle Wellspring. All other media, social links, blogs, and show notes are posted in the episode guide below. Until next time, be well, survivors.